Hello everyone, welcome to the quick guide of how you can use Advanced Aircraft and Helicopter System plugin in your projects. This is gonna be a really quick tutorial. There is another in-depth video about this plugin, link in the description. There is also a Discord channel where you can ask your questions or share your work and art with me and everyone else in the community. Without further ado, let's jump in and start doing what we should. Alright, I'm gonna have the scene change. Okay, I already opened an empty project. Let's assume that this is your project. All you need to do is to go to Fab, Epic Games Launcher, of course, Fab section, and then so go to your library, find the Advanced Aircraft and Helicopter System. Right now, I don't have it because at the moment of this video, this is not published yet. You just click on this Advanced Cars and Bike System, for example, like imagine it's Aircraft and Helicopter System. Oh, by the way, this is another one that we have. You can install it to the engine version that you have. Once you did that, come back to your project, click on edits up here, click on plugins, make sure you find Advanced Aircraft and Helicopter System. Check this checkbox. Once you check it, I'm on checking it so you can see. Once you check it, you'll see a restart now over here. So you just check this checkbox, restart now, and you're gonna be back to this scene. Now we can start using this plugin. How? The first thing you do in the content browser on the top right of the screen, you click on settings, and there is a few things that you can check. Show C++ classes, check. Show developer classes, check. Show engine content, check. Show plugin content, check. Make sure these are checked. This show developers content, we don't care about that, but these two must 100% be checked, otherwise you won't be able to see the plugin. Then you see a folder called engine being open right here, being visible right now. You click on engine, you click on plugins, you will see two folders over here. Advanced Aircraft and Helicopter System is gonna appear here. So what you will find in this section, for me it's in a different folder, which is over here. You'll see these two folders over there. All right, you get the point. Once you did that, there is the C++ folder where it's hosting every C++ classes associated with this plugin, and there is another folder which is this plug sign. You double click on it, and this is the content folder for this project. Of course, there is a blueprint class and there is a vehicle class. The most important ones, the vehicle class hosting every vehicle there is, and the blueprint class hosting every blueprints there is, including the map. So I'm gonna double click on the sandbox to quickly see how it goes over there. This is the exact level that's been used in the demo project that you could download and play. You can play it here as well. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah, so you can go ahead and play around with things over here, but I'm gonna explain quickly how you can use any of these vehicles in your project as well. Let's create a new level. I'm gonna create a new base level over here. Maybe I'm gonna set the base a little bit bigger because I want more space. And then again, I go to I go inside the engine folder, these plugin folder, double click on that, and you'll see Advanced Aircraft and Helicopter content folder, which is this plug one. And over here, you see a vehicles folder. In the vehicles folder, I would like to put a Cessna over here. Right now, I drag and drop a Cessna over here, and I'm going to search for possess on the details panel of this blueprint. And then you'll see auto possess player. I'm gonna set it to player 1. So we're gonna fly it around, right? Yeah, it works out the box just like magic. So you don't need to do any kind of settings, nothing. All right. So notice that there is on the left side you can see a bunch of let's say debug lines. This is basically the hood of your airplane. It's showing you many controls. Two things that are important and need explanation here is that one of them is this one, which is a red. If this line where it says type, engine off, and blah blah blah, if this line is green, it means that it's an autopilot. The aircraft is on autopilot mode. It's basically an NPC. If this is green, means that you got manual control over. Okay, and the other one is these two. It's altitude from the sea level and altitude from the ground right now. on your aircraft. So I'm actually going to fly and see what happens here. If you can see what's happening right now, it does not detect any ground underneath the airplane, so the AGL is basically nothing, but level from C is like 50 or something like that, and the moment it detects something underneath, it shows it. How can I disable this debug HUD entirely? You can click on your blueprint. Instead of this possess, this time I'm going to search for master debug. If I uncheck this master debug and play the game, nothing will show. Even if I press Z on the keyboard, which was before toggling this HUD on and off, it's completely disabled now, no longer functioning for that. But I can simply, like everything else, simply works. Okay, so that's how you disable those debugs. So right now you can try and bring in any other airplane you want, any aircraft you want inside of this level, and it will work automatically. But how can I actually play around with it? Like for example, this Cessna, I'm going to change the static mesh of this Cessna to what I have. Okay, basically I go into this Cessna blueprint, double click on that, you select your Cessna, and then you can here you can change the entire static mesh. I already placed for you a bunch of experimental static meshes over here. There's a folder under vehicles. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. There's a folder under vehicles. There's a folder called experimental. When you click on that, you get a bunch of experimental static meshes for you. So for this test airplane, I'm gonna drag and drop it instead of this Cessna 3D model. Okay, and as you can see, so many things are not aligned, especially these. Like, so we're gonna fix that in a second. I'm gonna hit compile and save. Okay, usually I don't do this. Okay, actually let's control Z and go back here. Why not go to the Cessna folder, right click on this Cessna blueprint and duplicate it. Okay, and then this time I'm gonna say new plane. Okay, and this new plane, I'm gonna change I'm gonna open this new plane, which is exactly the same as Cessna. I'm gonna close the other system because I don't want to mess with the existing Cessna in the project. And then I'm gonna change the static mesh of it over here. So yeah, let's go to that experimental folder, which is here, and then I'm gonna drag and drop this into this new plane's static mesh. I think this is better. So we're gonna mess with this one. I'm gonna hit compile and save because you don't want to mess the plugin as well. I noticed that if you change anything here, every other if you use this plugin in your other projects as well, those will be affected too, because we are effectively adjusting the plugin itself right now. If you change the Cessna, for example, itself. Anyways, over here I changed the things, and I'm gonna place this new plane that we had. Where is it? In the Cessna. I'm gonna have this new plane over here. Okay, this one no longer needed, and I'm gonna click on this one, and I'm gonna go here and say possess. I'm gonna possess this one. Yes, hit play. It should work exactly like a Cessna, but like with some differences, and those differences is that, like, I feel it's working, but it's like the weight is not adjusted right. It's kind of like it's a bit tilted forward and all. We're gonna fix that in a second as well. So basically you have to place your wings in the right spot. Okay. So this wing, like if you search for wing over here in the content browser, you see a bunch of wings. So the first one, and then make sure they are balanced. So the right wing, the left wing, they always have the same distance from the center. Otherwise your aircraft will be tilted to the sides, maybe a roll, pitch, something like that. I don't know, but because it's a physics space, it's just like real life. I'll show you what happens quickly. If I'm going to place my my wings correctly, so I'm gonna have this set to maybe 200 to the front, and then for this one, actually you should not select this. You should select wings. Wing number 1, maybe 200, 150. Actually, no. Control Z. I want it to be set to 50 steps. So I go 1, 2, 3. It's a nice spot for the wing. And for the wing number 1, which is that one, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle. Okay, and it should go down as well. Maybe 50 to the... Yes, this is a nice location. This is where the force will be applied. Okay, and for the wing number 1, I'm gonna bring it down. Yes. Now I'm going to set these flaps as well. We no longer need these wings. I want to click on this flap and position it where I want. 2 to the left, 1 to the front. Nope. 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 Okay, for this one, actually, I'm gonna be more precise. So I'm gonna like put it on 10. This one doesn't affect the physics. This will not affect the physics at all. So I'm gonna reset the rotation. I'm gonna place it exactly where I want it to. Maybe over here. Yeah, it's nice. And maybe 10. Yeah. And for this one, again, I don't want rotation. Maybe over here, maybe over here. Is it? Okay. Yes. Yes, I want to see if they are in a correct spot, at least visually. These are called, by the way, flaps, which like do this. So I place them in the right spot. You can change, you can adjust rotation and position and everything. I want to do it for the back ones as well. So I'm gonna select the wings in the back, and there was another wing as well. So these two, I'm gonna select them. I'm gonna bring them forward, bring them down a little bit, which is in place. And then for these two, the flaps underneath, I'm gonna make them smaller, maybe like that, and I'm gonna position them correctly. One here, the other one here, and one more, which is wing number 4, which is actually the rudder on the tail. Okay, I'm gonna place it right here, and I'm gonna like rotate this one a little bit like that, and there we go. Yeah, I want to hit save. Oh, there is motor as well. I'm gonna click on my motor, find the motor. I want to place it in the right spot, which is over here, and I'm going to see if 1 is enough. Why not having 2? I'm gonna Control C and Control V, so I have 2 spinners for my motor. Rotate this one 90 degrees. You see what happened? It's right over here. Okay, so I have two of these. Yeah. And then, okay, this is one other thing that we have. I'm gonna be able to, I cannot select it, so that I have to look for something called cockpit. So you select the cockpit in the content browser. I'm gonna put it here because right now it's bugged. I'm gonna make it smaller, maybe like that. It looks good now, doesn't it? Okay, and for this camera, this FPS spring arm, I'm gonna bring it forward a little bit so it looks exactly through the cockpit. By the way, I'm gonna make sure everything is at 0, 0. So this one should be like at 0, 0. I'm gonna place it right here, maybe there. So we're gonna see how it works. Okay. We have gears as well. So these wheels, if you select them, you see on the left side there is a gear thingy. So I'm gonna have these, the first gear, which is this one, and the second gear, which is this one. I'm gonna bring them forward. I'm gonna put them exactly under the wing. I mean, in this case, maybe over here is good. Yes, and for this other wing, notice that you have to select the gear itself, not the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the back, maybe like that. Yeah, it's gonna act weird right now, but yeah. Okay, so what we are going to do, I'm gonna select the 2 gears on the front. I'm gonna bring them down a little bit. All right, much better. I'm gonna press T and I'm gonna fly and see how it works. Holding the throttle, flaps are working. It works as it should. Yeah, but like there is a problem now. since we set the things in a different positioning. The airplane always tries to go up. I'm gonna press C, by the way. Oh yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah, always the plane is no longer working like a normal Cessna, and I tell you why, because the wings location are different, so they need to have different lifting power as well. So I'm gonna select the front two wings, wing number 1 and maybe wing number 2. No, not the wing 0 and then wing number 1. So the 2 on the front, and I'm gonna give them less lift. If you search on the right side, there is a lift section, and under that you have like force at max speed. I'm gonna lower it down to like maybe 6, yeah, or maybe 50,000, something like that. And we're gonna try press T, move forward, holding shift. Yeah, it works perfectly now. It works much better. Not as good, but like much better. Anyways, now which will bring us to a point where I can tell you that every single component that you see over here, okay, the ones that start with a BP underline, if you select them, you have a properties section which you can adjust, just like what we did right now for the force at max speed and something like that. You can go ahead and read every one of these vehicles, every one of these properties, every one of these properties, and you can change them and see how it reacts. So this is something that you have to experiment yourself, or watch the complete tutorial that I have down here, which is like more than 5 hours of video going through everything. I'm going to select two wings on the front, so this one, wing 0, and then wing number 1, which is on the other side, and I'm gonna, like, right now I have it on 50,000. Okay, I'm going to have it on like something maybe like 15,000, 1,500,000, something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna hold shift. Oh my god, it's so powerful, like it's lifting my plane too hard. So yeah, you see that that's how you can change stuff over here. Maybe I set it to like 300,000 or 30,000. I can't read, I can't count those zeros anymore. It's too small for me right now. I'm trying to be quick as well. So right now we don't have enough lifting force. It's going down, it's facing down. So yeah, like that like 50 was enough, or maybe 40. I'm gonna keep it like that. Now, what if one wing, okay, maybe is one of the wings is over here? Maybe. So it's gonna apply force in a different location. You know, let's see what happens. It's almost like we have one wing is in the back and one in the front, and I'm gonna see how it reacts. The airplane is acting weird already. It's trying to, it's tilted to the left. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that it's physics based. Where you position things really matters. So yeah, that's for that. The other thing is that every single component that you see here that starts with BP underline, it has a category called properties that has a lot of subcategories, like these wings, like right now wings, the lift, flaps, friction, debug, and you can go ahead and adjust all of these numbers just like what we did for this force at max speed under lift section. You can go ahead and check all these subcategories and its properties, try to adjust them, tweak the numbers, change them, and see how it works. Okay, for example, right now we are on the rudder. Okay, I can say this rudder has like, maybe right now it has like, I'm gonna scroll down until I see mean degree and max degree for this rudder flap. So it only goes 30 degrees to the left and right. I'm gonna make it like minus 90 and 90, and I'm gonna make the flap force, okay, not the lift force, because this is a rudder. It doesn't have any lift force to it, only the flap force. I'm gonna like make it 10 times more powerful, and I'm gonna see what happens. Right now, if I press E and Q, you see 90 degrees to the right and left, and it should be a really powerful. I mean, our plane should be like go around itself because it's also 10 times more powerful. So yeah, oh my god, Yeah. At least it's trying to. It's trying to, but something else doesn't let it work. So I'm gonna Control Z to bring back my settings. Yeah, that's it for that. So go ahead and try it out. For the gears, you can try it. For the motor, you can try it. And then, by the way, you can do weird stuff. For example, I can place the motor here, okay, and then see how it goes. I'm gonna press T. Oh yeah, like it doesn't work. So you can come. Oh, did you see what's happening? I'm gonna hold Shift. I mean, it flies. It catches wind. I mean, did it? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Oh my god, it's spinning forever. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and tune these things, read them carefully one by one if you want to see exactly what they do. I have a full documentation, a complete 5 hours video going through every single possible variable, creating ground up a new aircraft. So yeah, that's how it works. So yeah, by the way, if you go under this new plane, so it's basically the class defaults, there is, if and scroll down, there are 2 more settings. First of all, you can there is a section on the debug HUD where it tells you about the buttons and all. You can edit it and have your own buttons. Maybe you remap these, I'll show you how. And then you scroll down more until you see something called mouse move. If I enable movement also by mouse, okay, then okay, by the way, if I enable movement also by mouse, and then I close this, I scroll down until I see another section called look around, and I disable look around, okay, I'm gonna have an aircraft that can be moved by mouse. You see, when I move my mouse, flaps are moving. So that's another type of vehicle that we had in the project. And then, of course, under these things, you have a lot of variables that you can adjust. Like, for example, mouse up and down. You want it to go, like, maybe you want to invert it or something. It's all over here. You can mouse stick invert X, mouse stick invert Y. You can try and adjust all of these. Right now, I'm going to turn it off. And for the mouse look around, I want my mouse look around to be around. That's it. And that is for the airplane. Now, for a helicopter, it's basically the same thing, but like, I'm gonna bring in maybe I'm gonna bring a simpler one. Maybe this one, Augusta. It's exactly the same thing. I'm gonna remove this one, and I'm gonna possess this guy. Okay, possess this. It should work normally. Yeah, it's working the way it should. I'm gonna duplicate this one as well. Okay, and so for this new Augusta, I'm gonna say like new helo, and then I'm gonna drag and drop this new helo in. Okay, no need for the normal one. Like this new helo, I'm gonna possess this one. And for this new one, you can also change this static mesh, do exactly the same stuff, but I'm going to show you something. This one also has like those gears, but they are invisible, okay? So it's basically like it's having wheels, but they're invisible, okay? And by the way, they're actually not even wheels. So under these gears, you have, again, under properties, there is type for these. So the type is a flat skids. And for the motor also, you have a kind of type. Motor mode is, the mode for this one is rotorcraft heli. So these are the differences between helicopter and an airplane. And notice we don't have any wings here. And there is another system working for this called percent power, and another thing called torque tilt mod, which is enabled. You see, these are the differences between a helicopter and an aircraft. But if you're going to create one of these ground up from the zero by yourself, by your hands, without watching the entire documentation and A to Z explanation of this project, if you just want to do it and experiment it before you watch that video, you can always go to the blueprint folder that I have here. Okay, so over here under the plugin folder, there is a blueprints folder. You can open that. Okay, I want to show you what Every airplane, aircraft, helicopter, everything that you see in the project is made out of these blueprints over here, okay, which are essentially C++ classes, which are also included in the project, but everything is a child of these classes, okay? So what happens in these airplane, for example, airplane itself, if I click on it, on the top right of the screen, it says it's a nothing plane. So the base plane is actually this nothing plane blueprint class, okay? And then I created a new blueprint class out of this. Right now, I created a child blueprint class. I open it. It's a base plane without anything in it except a static mesh that you can select for your helicopter or airplane. And then for the wings, for example, you see this is right now over here. If I click on add, I can search for BP underline. You see you have BP flap, BP flight ECU, BP motor, BP gear component, BP wing. Okay, you can go ahead and add as many wings as you want, as many motors as you want, as many gears as you want. Gears are like landing gears, I mean. And then one ECU. So everything is made out of that. So I add an ECU. I can add, again, BP underline. I can add a motor. I can add, I can add a bunch of gears. Okay, maybe another gear. And then I can add, wing, and I can like maybe have 4 wings, and these wings should be under the body. And then this gear, I want to have, how many gears I have? Actually, I have 2. I'm going to bring this one under body as well. So I have 2 gears. I need 2 more. So basically we have like, let's say 3 gears. So they're sorted. And then where is my motor? And this motor, I want it to be under the body. It is already under the body. So everything, you see, everything is sorted over here, and even under them, exactly just like this airplane. You see what's happening? Look, there are gears, components, and everything like that. But you need to go through, if you want to do this without watching that video, so you have to do exactly what I did over here, okay? And you have to follow exactly what we did for this airplane. For example, click on this wing number 4, okay? Scroll up to the properties and see wherever you see this little arrow, it means that I already touched that and I changed it, okay? For example, for this one, I changed it to vertical, okay? By default, it was horizontal. I set it to vertical, and this one is tail, this one is middle. I didn't manipulate this one, you see? So you can always have your new, for example, where is it, this new child that we created. I'm gonna have it right here, okay? I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna, for example, click on wing 4, and then maybe wing 3 on this one, and then I'm gonna see for the wing 4 what we had for the wing 4. Whatever we had for this, for example, for the type, right? For the type, I said there's I see this, it means that I have to change it. Okay, so I go here and I make it vertical. And that's how you do it. You follow it one by one and you create a new aircraft. But I have a complete guide for you. You can always go ahead and watch it. There is one more thing you need to know, is that the autopilot, how does it work? Okay, let's say for this new airplane that we got over here, this Augusta, any airplane, you just click on it, and on the right side detail panel, or even in its blueprints, doesn't matter, one of the two, you have to go to the ECU. Okay, so this ECU. Right now I'm gonna close everything because I don't want them. I click my airplane over here on the details panel. I see exactly the child components of it. I scroll down and until I see blue BP flight ECU. I click on that. Okay. I'm gonna remove this over here. And under properties, I scroll down until I see a section called autopilot. I'm gonna click on that autopilot. I'm simply going to check this checkbox that says enable autopilot. I'm gonna check it. Autopilot is basically enabled. Where is it? Maybe I make it bigger a little bit. I'm gonna scroll down. See, yeah, it's enabled now. That's it. Voila, we have an autopilot. But right now I cannot move, do or do anything because this autopilot is not set to follow anything. Right now I'm going to. You can add a cube. You can add a spline. If you want to add a spline for this helicopter to follow, make sure you go to project folder again. just like before. Under engine, plugins, project folder, you look for a blueprints class, and there is something called la la la. There is this NPC spline. You just drag and drop it onto your scene. Okay, maybe put it up here, press F. I'm gonna zoom on it, press F again, because I can't see it. I mean, I believe Unreal Engine is bugged. So yeah, I see this spline, but I don't see it on the screen. So let's restart the engine for a second. Let's restart the engine. I'm gonna save my my level. Quickly restarted the engine. I'm gonna drag and drop this NPC spline onto the scene. I'm gonna place it wherever I want. There are dots on it. I'm gonna select maybe the second one. I'm gonna create an spline. Hold Alt to copy and paste it. Hold Alt. Maybe this one up here, and then I'm gonna say close loop. I'm gonna scroll down on the last point, close loop, and now I'm going to go, select my helicopter, scroll down until I see flight ECU, and then over here I'm gonna scroll down. By the way, we already toggled the autopilot on, right? So enable autopilot is true, and then here I'm going to say no, for the target, I'm gonna say it's gonna be spline smooth or spline point by point. Doesn't matter which one you select. I'm gonna select a smooth one, and with this, I'm going to select my spline, and I hit play. It should work automatically. I mean, it's not that. That's because we have another thing under ECU called delay. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna scroll down until this is not the one that we had to set. Actually, it's this one, AP spline actor. So I have to select the spline actor, and I'm gonna select the spline I have. I'm gonna hit play. This should work. It's already working. It should go there and follow that spline. I can Alt tab, and I can press this button over here, and I'm gonna see how it follows that spline. But like there is a problem. It cannot do that because it detects a collision with the ground, and it does not want to collide with the ground. So again, you go to your helicopter. I mean, it can be an airplane as well, doesn't matter. Scroll down until you see the same section. Actually, I'm gonna tell you where you can find it. It's Healy like avoid enabled. I can disable avoidance so it collides with anything it sees, or I can enable it, okay, and I can disable avoid any obstacle. All right, so it will basically follow do whatever you want, but it will not collide with anything except the things that have a certain kind of tag. You see how seamlessly it's trying to follow this line. It's trying its best, okay, but there is a thing. Now when I have avoid disabled, okay, I'm gonna go to back to my ECU, go down. You see I have avoid disabled, but now I have heli avoid tag. So if your helicopter sees anything, you see it's avoiding things, but it's not avoiding any obstacle. It's only avoiding obstacles that having the tag avoid. Okay, so I'm gonna add a cube onto my scene. Okay, I'm gonna add a cube here, make it bigger, bring it up. I'm gonna go to its detail. I'm gonna type for tag, sorry, and I'm gonna add a new tag, and I'm gonna say it's avoidable. All right. Now the helicopter will try to avoid this big box over here. Okay. Yeah, it's already trying to avoid that. It's having a hard time. I can. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna click on my box. Do this, and I'm gonna make it movable so I can move it in the game. Okay, hit play, depossess, and I'm gonna move this over here, and I'm gonna see how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it in front of my. There is even more to this, much more to this. For example, we have a blueprint. For example, for instance, in the vehicles that like this, not Avengy, this carrier ship that we had, it's actually a different type of vehicle that's following a spline by itself. You just drag and drop it in, change the static mesh to whatever you want, and then scroll down again, select your spline, and then the speed, and then whether in the end it should loop or not. and then it will do it. Look, it's following that spline, this big thing. So I'm gonna remove this. Where did I find this carrier ship? By the way, it's over here in the content folder of this project. By the way, for this helicopter, I'm gonna go back to my ECU. I'm gonna scroll down to the autopilot as well again, and then it's already have smooth follow and stuff like that. But one thing you can have your spline loop, or you can have many things. You can adjust if it should land when it reaches the target or not. Play around with those things and see how it works. Now there is one more important thing that you should know, that in the project we had like, I'm gonna remove this obstacle. We had like multiple vehicles in the game, like one like this, maybe one like this, okay, and you want to be able to swap between them, just like what we did in the project demo using 1 and 2. So you're gonna select these blueprint classes that you okay, this is actually a static mesh accidentally. I'm gonna bring in this BP, this kind of plane, and I'm gonna bring in this Cessna maybe. Okay, so now if you select any of them and search here for possess, okay, notice not only you have this possess thing that you can select or not. For example, we are right now possessing this helicopter, right? But you have another thing. It's called allow possession, and then with a possession order. Okay, so this is a custom thing only for this project. You can select your helicopter. You can say allow possession. I'm gonna order it to 1 or 0, maybe, doesn't matter. For the second airplane that I would like to swap between using a button, I'm gonna select this one and say allow position, and this one is gonna be 1, and this one I want to select it allow position, make it maybe 2, okay, and I'm gonna maybe alt and drag and drop, make another one, and depossess. I'm gonna say allow position false for the last one. Okay, I'm gonna hit play now, see what happens. It's like magic. I'm gonna press 2. You see, I can swap between those right now. You see what's happening? I would like to have master debug turned off on all of them, but yeah, it is what it is for now. You can do this. Anyways, make sure they're at the right order. If they're not at the right order, and for example they are all at the order, for example 2, and this one also 2, this one also 2, then it will automatically order it itself. Okay, you cannot expect them to be in the order that you want. For example, I want the next one to be Cessna, but it's not. Then you have to order it yourself. Otherwise, it will order itself automatically. So that's also done. Whew. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the purchase of this plugin. I appreciate it. Make sure you ask any question you have over Discord channel. Leave me a comment. Subscribe. Hope to see you around. Until next time, peace.